A survey shows more than 90% of social workers are experiencing burnout. The University of Hong Kong polled 255 social workers with survey results indicating 93% of them faced a moderate level of work-related stress, with 68% exhibiting signs of depression. Well, joining us in the studio today to chat about this is Professor Chou, founder of a mental health NGO Dreams Possible. Thanks for coming into the studio.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah. Hi. So tell us about you joined with the University of Hong Kong to conduct this poll. So tell us about that.
Yeah, I think the issue of burning out is becoming more and more alarming because I think in the last couple of years, Hong Kong has been facing huge challenges in many aspects, socioeconomic, political. So many people are feeling frustrated and have emotional and mental illness issue. That's why the workload of social workers as the helping professions is immensely increased, together with the intensity of clients' emotional issue, depression, anxiety disorder, or even suicidal issues. And that's why many social workers are actually immensely pressurized or even burnout. And that's why yesterday's research is utterly crucial. Social work department of Hong Kong University, they conducted research, and it's very alarming. Actually, the research data, the burnout rate among these social workers is 93%, and then the secondary traumatic stress rate is 80% amongst those being interviewed, and those who have depressive symptoms is 68%. And finally, those who have compassion satisfactions is only 3%.
And so what did they say were their major challenges that they were facing, the social workers?
First, it's a severe workload. And also the complaint culture in Hong Kong is getting more and more prevalent. And so once you are being complained, then you have to write reports to the supervisor, or especially if your program is being subvented. And then SWD, the government, your supervisor, the entire NGO will be so concerned about the reputation and so on and so forth. And social workers is also human being as a citizen, stakeholder. So their family members may also have anxiety disorder or depression. So that's why many mental social workers are burned. Of course, it's not just social workers. I would say it's almost everybody's issue in Hong Kong, like reporters like you guys, or lawyers, or teachers, or nurses, or doctors. So it's the entire social issue that we are facing, because in the challenges the entire society is facing. So it's as everybody's concern.
Everybody's bad mental health everywhere, yeah. So you mentioned about, for example, if they're subvented and some of the reports that they need to make, could the government sort of streamline administrative work that social workers face?
Well, I think there are tons of issues that we can do. I think from the side of government, for example, I have 3 suggestions actually in this regard. Okay, first, I think we need to start from the source. I think we need to implement and initiate self-compassion, self-coaching programs. Start from college, when these young guys, they're being trained as social workers at college, both degree and diploma level, because now the present college training is a bit very rosy, and the students have very romantic picture as social workers. I help you guys, Samantha. But then, so once they graduate and enter the NGO, many people start from the first year, they freak out and burn out because huge challenges, huge workload, and lacking support from the institutional support, lacking supervision, lacking personal and emotional support. So I think on a more personal and collective level, there are many things we can do. But what I mentioned just now is just the first suggestion.
I mean, it sounds like social workers should have their own support group.
Oh, yes, because they have their very particular issue that they are facing. Because social workers is so emphasizing on confidentiality, because you may deal with trauma case, abuse case, rape case, or some political issues that suffer from mental illness, and so on. So we have to be strictly confidential and consent from the client. So it's so difficult for social workers to express the issue. And also it's so difficult to express their vulnerabilities, their emotions, because people expect, you are a social worker already. And many social workers tell me, Dr. Chou, I shouldn't have emotions because I'm social worker. I shouldn't freak out because I'm, 2 years ago, we started this program of Burnout, 8 weeks program. And that, as the first pilot 2 years ago, is 33 social workers attending our programs. I remember vividly by the end of the program, one social worker, she told me, crying, and then she said, finally, Dr. Chou, there's someone treat me as a human being, not just KPI, not just a superwoman. People expect you can tackle the whole world's emotional issue because you are a social worker, but I'm not, I can't. So finally, I can express my vulnerability. I can express my emotional helplessness. And I can reclaim to be authentic, I can reclaim my inner peace, inner joy, inner strength. Because our program emphasizes on mindfulness, mindful coaching. Mindfulness is a space I can turn inward, so-called non-judgmental awareness of the here and now. So social workers find this program very helpful. Okay, one last data I think I perhaps is worth quoting from Hong Kong U research that's announced yesterday. Just now I mentioned the burnout rate is 93%. And then after this 8 weeks program, the burnout rate immensely reduced from 93% to 73%. First, second, the secondary traumatic stress rate reduced from 80 to 52%. Okay. And then the compassion satisfaction increased from 3.5% to 15%. So I think we need to have more self-care for every Hong Kong people actually, and also learn to have healthy boundary, because many social workers, they're so compassionate and they're drawn into the emotions of their clients.
So you mentioned earlier you had 3 recommendations. You mentioned one of them. What were the other 2?
Okay. I'll be quick. I know it's running out. Okay. The second, now we have 25,000 social workers in Hong Kong. Many are stressed out. I think they acutely need support from NGO, SWD, the government for this health, self-compassion and healthy boundaries programs, because many are burnout already. So, and the support they need is more personal, more professional and anonymous. Must be anonymous. Otherwise they have the immense anxiety of being labeled as a failed social worker, or being fired, being sacked by the government. And finally, my last suggestion is that burnout is not confined to social workers. Many helping professions, as I said, teachers, nurses, lawyers, reporters, media workers are suffering from different levels of burnout. So both personally and collectively, we need to have more alertness and awareness. So I hope mindfulness can be spread out all walks of life in Hong Kong.
Well, thanks very much for coming into the studios today.